Self-sabotage isn't a personal failing. It's a moral inheritance from centuries of psychological survivalism. You probably think your moments of hesitation, your chronic second-guessing, your oddly familiar urge to stay small and quiet in a noisy world are just private quirks. But what if every act of self-handicapping, every time you let fear masquerade as virtue, anchors you to a code much older and more cunning than you realize? You're running an operating system you didn't choose, and its name is slave morality. Let's go back to where this began, the 1880s, late 19th century Europe. Friedrich Nietzsche stands amid the ruins of a moral order. Industrialization is cannibalizing old certainties, Christianity's grip loosens, and the mass is discovering its strength in numbers. Conformity stops being a choice. It becomes a survival strategy. The herd flourishes not by rising above, but by flattening any peak that threatens its cozy plateau. Here, Nietzsche diagnoses a revolution no one dares to name. The weak don't overthrow the strong. They rewrite the rules so weakness appears morally superior. This is slave morality in its rawest form, not slavish obedience to some external master, but a shrewd, internalized tactic. You don't merely accept your powerlessness. You turn defeat into dogma, forge chains into badges of honor, and teach yourself that what harms you isn't just bad for you, it's bad in itself. Nietzsche, in On the Genealogy of Morals, calls this the inversion of values. The noble type of man experiences himself as value-creating. What is harmful to me is harmful in itself. Think of it this way: if you were conditioned to keep your ambitions small, would you even notice the bars of your invisible cage? Slave morality is an operating system, quietly updating itself in the background of your mind. It translates every pang of envy or resentment into a moral lesson. Don't stand out, don't want too much, don't threaten the group's fragile balance with your difference or desire. And when this logic mutates in today's world, it becomes social capital. Victimhood, outrage, even performative weakness can get you likes, sympathy, and algorithmic rewards, all while you sabotage your own emergence. But don't get this twisted. Popular culture loves to demonize slave morality as mere cowardice, or to weaponize phrases like betas in a digital shout match. The truth is subtler and far more dangerous. Slave morality isn't just abject fear, it's an ingenious adaptation, a survival code that encoded self-limitation as virtue. It helped generations survive, but at the cost of possibility. The problem is, your operating system isn't out of date. It's running every time you choose the applause of the crowd over the risks of self-creation. How much of your self-doubt is really your own? As you stare into your reflection, filtered through the lenses of likes and external approval, ask yourself, has our age of algorithmic manipulation erased this old code, or just mutated it beyond recognition? What if social media is simply a new cathedral, where self-handicapping is not a shame, but a sacrament? You're implicated in every click, every performative tweet, every sigh of resignation, and if you think you're immune, that's the most elegant update of all. So what will it take to see slave morality for what it is, and not just what the internet wants you to believe? Your self-doubt is someone else's profit margin. Your compliance is a business model. That's not exaggeration. In Nietzsche's era, the late 19th century, slave morality was a survival tactic. It was a way for the powerless to assign virtue to suffering, humility, and obedience, making the best of a world that rewarded neither risk nor strength. But here's the twist. Nietzsche couldn't see coming. His diagnosis isn't fading into history. It's mutating, being weaponized by the very algorithms and institutions that claim to liberate you. Step back and look at your digital life. Every scroll, every like, every platform reward system is an echo chamber for self-doubt, amplifying conformity and celebrating hesitance. The gig economy and hustle culture market busyness as ambition, yet underneath lurks an alchemy. You transmute your time and spirit into exhaustion masquerading as achievement. Who profits? Not you. The platforms, the productivity apps, the influencer engines, they turn your perpetual uncertainty and self-diminishment into data, dollars, and social momentum. Modern morality is a padded room disguised as compassion. Something deeper is at play, internalized defeat. Nietzsche hit this vein straight on. Man would rather will nothingness than not will at all. So now you navigate life by not just adapting to half-lit rooms of limitation, but by shining a spotlight on your own chains and calling it virtue. It's the psychic process of transforming boundaries into badges of honor, surrender into sanctimony. You parade your vulnerabilities online because you know the system applauds it. You make self-sabotage feel like self-actualization. And the more you do, the more the system rewards you with likes, shares, retweets, further fossilizing your own limitations as social capital. This isn't just an internet phenomenon. Victim narratives become currency, discounted office politics, performative solidarity in academia, corporate trainings that turn fragility into qualification. When that's not enough, you find manufactured alternatives. The self-help industry and alpha male tracks claim to smash these shackles, but what do they really sell? Another script, prescriptions for positive thinking, optimization, hustling, but all within parameters that never challenge the fundamental program of defeat. If positivity is profitable, why does anxiety define this generation? Backward reference, the survival strategy Nietzsche chronicled is now weaponized at scale. You no longer just cope with your limits. You showcase them for profit, applause, and pseudo-authenticity. But what if you could see the psychological machinery behind this scam? What if, next time you're handed a new app to fix your productivity or a new identity narrative to inhabit, you saw the trap for what it is, a battery-draining app disguised as empowerment, harvesting your disempowerment as a resource? Now you arrive at a crossroads. If every escape route is baited, every virtue rewarded is a velvet prison, is genuine self-overcoming even possible? Or are you just choosing your cage? The next segment shatters any lingering illusions. The room is padded. Do you finally choose to walk out or decorate the walls as your own? You walk through life believing you make your own choices, don't you? Your preferences, tastes, sense of right and wrong, all seem like they emerged from some private place inside you. But I'm about to show you that much of what passes for autonomy in your life is an elaborate masquerade, one that began long before you ever drew breath. Let's step out of the digital haze of today and back to late 19th century Europe. This is Nietzsche's world: smokestacks, railways, and a landscape crawling with change. Industrialization cranks the gears of society, yet behind the smog, an invisible transformation is underway. The old religious anchors are rusting. Christianity's iron grip on morality is weakening, and the crowd, what Nietzsche calls the herd, starts to dominate the scene. Suddenly, blending in isn't just safe, it's survival. The weak craft new values of modesty, humility, and restraint, not out of enlightenment, but out of necessity. This is slave morality, the moral code of the powerless, dressed up as virtue. But before you congratulate yourself on being so far removed from those 1880s sheep, consider your own reality for a moment. You live in an era where algorithms reward outrage and victimhood, where self-limitation isn't tragic, it's branded as wisdom, monetized by influencers, retweeted into virality. Does any of that sound like freedom to you, or is it just updated obedience with better marketing? Here's the provocation. The same machinery Nietzsche spotted back then is running inside you now, upgraded for the age of TikTok and gig apps. Disguised in the language of personal growth, you think you've chosen your limits. In reality, you've been trained to reward yourself for staying small, for avoiding conflict, for being good. You may believe you're making authentic decisions, but what if you're complicit in your own constraint, an unconscious collaborator in your own undoing? Too harsh. Then ask yourself, why is it that every time you come close to breaking out, you feel the pull to retreat, to play nice, to not rock the boat? Maybe comfort is just a leash you've learned to love, and if that unsettles you, good. Because it's time to look deeper into the engine of your self-sabotage and how you might actually be driving it.